Hello, Aaron McLaughlin here, coming to you from somewhere in Europe. Just a quick one. There's a lot of research into this, but the really important aspect of this is that we can take control of our response to things going on around us, and we can do it physically. So we can influence our thoughts and feelings by changing our behavior. And epigenetically, this is really important. So what that means is that when we can change our physiology, and that influences our thoughts and feelings, then things that are coming in from the outside are less likely to influence us without our intervention. And here's the trick. So smiling is a really interesting thing. Smiling uses less muscles than frowning. Smiling feels good, and it serves our highest values, intentions. Meaning that when we're smiling, we're more open to new ideas, we're more open to empathy, compassion, we're more open to nature, because we're just more open. We're smiling, we're inviting, and we're smiling out, and the world can enter more easily. Now, sometimes when things are going on that feel disempowering or feel worrying, then what can happen is we can start to feel a bit heavy. We can start feeling a bit slumpy. So a little trick is, and it's a good idea to practice this before you get into an uncomfortable state, because then you'll probably forget to do it, which is often the case, is to grab a pencil. Grab a pencil and stick it in your mouth. And when you stick it in your mouth and you start smiling, it's literally what happens. So if you stick it right there in your mouth, you're smiling. Because smiling's like this. Smiling's like this. And that's smiling. And you can see all my teeth, and I'm looking quite happy. So when you're doing this, now what I want you to do is try to feel unhappy. So and say it out, I'm trying to feel unhappy. And even reflect upon something you know happened in the past where you felt unhappy, and notice that it's quite difficult to do so. So what happens is that when we do something physically or psychophysiologically, and that thing has a natural, ingrained, almost neurological response built into it, then that is going to influence the whole context of your physiology, your mind and body. So that means that if the thing you're doing is meeting higher values, i.e. enjoyment, happiness, love, compassion, those sorts of things, then that will tend to override neurologically that which is heavier, darker, and more uncomfortable. Another one is most people who are feeling some degree of depression will be quite slumped. They'll be looking down a lot. You'll notice when you have a conversation with someone who's feeling depressed, is they'll be down here, they'll be having an internal discussion, they'll be feeling bad about it, and then they'll have a discussion about how bad that feels. Now, I'm generalizing, of course, but that can be often how it works. Often they're just looking down on the world, just looking down. So if you want to, and you've been noticing you've been feeling a little bit like that yourself, lift your shoulders up, push your chest out, and look up at the sky. Now, when you do this, there's a lovely blue sky here in Europe as I look up. So as you look up, try to feel unhappy. Try to feel disempowered. And what happens is, because you're in a state that isn't that, it's very difficult to get there, because your physiology is holding that state in place. It's a really powerful trick, and I really give it a crack, give it a go. It's a nice idea, and it's really simple, and the pencil's the best fun. And so, go and have a conversation with yourself in the mirror and say, okay, so I'm going to try and feel unhappy while I'm doing this. And to add to it, do this and look up and try and feel unhappy or anxious or something like that. And notice, I guarantee pretty much 90% of the time you won't be able to do it. You'll just be in that state. Little tip. Thanks very much.